The lab is a joint effort between two departments. So the whole AI initiative is a form of bridge between people like me who study how people design and people like Katha who work on building social robots and how they can engage with humans.
We're working together with people from design and people from computer science. And I believe that only if we're starting to establish a common language and looking beyond, we realize that actually a lot of the work has already been done, and we can profit from the knowledge which has been generated and work so much better together. So I think that's quite unique.
By combining these two abilities in a complementary manner, what would design look like if you used these social robots as part of the material? Design methods are constantly evolving based on the materials that are available to us. So if social robots and in general these kind of machine learning toolkits become a part of the material with which you design, then what new design methods can be formed?
What brought us together and what really excites us is that we are both interested in how conversations evolve and how can we have an AI support a team, support a group in the interactions they are having. That's in essence what it is about. And there's different aspects which come into play there. So in general, there's what we call socio-cognitive processes. So it's looking, for example, at team cohesion. So how well does the team work together? For example, multimodal interactions. So multimodal meaning an interaction where you really sense like how someone is saying something, not only what someone is saying, where you're looking, what you're touching, where you're gesturing, to make sense of all of that. Can we sense it? Using audio, video, all these kinds of information extracted automatically. So can we pick up on this and just reflect that back and say, okay, maybe you thought you were all aligned and you all had the same idea, but actually maybe you were not, so you want to go back into that. So that's one aspect of it. There's different ways AI can help, and it comes in different forms. For example, we're working a lot with Furhat, and from a scientific aspect, it has a lot of advantages because there is so much control over the facial features. So if you want to investigate like the effect of eye gaze, which I think is super like fascinating to look at, right? That's the way you have to go, at least at the moment. And I think more than the embodiment, for me at least, is the capability. And I really hope that we're further in terms of adaptation to the user and more like in terms of understanding how interaction, conversation, situated dialogue works. What social cues are important, how do we read them, and how can we adapt to them?
What we want to do is first examine and categorize design behaviors when designers work together. Then you can provide input or data that machine learning models can be trained on. Once you do that, your social robot now becomes part of the design conversation because it can either intervene so that your creative output is increased. It can intervene so that the design team doesn't fixate on just one solution. So there are different ways in which you can think of how an intervention would be useful. But in doing that, the robot now becomes part of the design team and guide them towards desired outcomes.
An artificial intelligence can so quickly browse the whole web, can kind of put connections together from people from other teams, from ideas you had 3 days ago, but you don't remember them anymore, can kind of link back to what has been there and what can be new in a way which might surprise you. So how can we evaluate that? Is this useful? So there's this idea of a conversational memory. If you talk to any of your conversation agents on your phone you have right now, they probably will forget what they told you, like the next time you switch them on, right? Or they don't portray you as a human being, like not with your values and your ideals. So how can we get this into the equation? And how can we adapt an agent's behavior so it represents you the best, your ideas, your values, your essence, really.
We take time to get to the truly novel ideas. I think computer can provide us with an expanded design space that can immediately show us potentially what we are not considering internally.
it is a unique time because we are just having this huge societal phenomenon happening right now, and I think really we can contribute to it. I think like looking at team dynamics, looking at conversation is something which will become essential, especially in these hybrid places. So I think that's another thing where I think we can really make an impact at. And this combined with all those sensory information, like all this deep learning having made an impact right now, has evolved so much that we can do other kind of computing than we could do just a couple of years ago. This just puts it into a so unique, promising position.
We are in a stage where AI and machine learning, all of these things are all pervasive. Any field you choose, they are finding these applications.
But there is so much fear of being replaced by this artificial intelligence. So how can we take that away? And I think like to show that robots are there to supplement you, to give you more space to be what is intrinsically human, right? So to foster your creativity, to give you space to think, to deep think, to have an emotional intelligence and just support that. I think that's still what's crucial, because there will be more artificial intelligence around us all the time, increasingly. But I think it's about how it's being done and how it's done also in a sustainable and responsible way, where there's also trust being established.
If our motivation is to produce this kind of ethical research, and I think this is a great framework in which to do it.